Hi and welcome back to Guy with a Pen. Today in this instalment I'd like to talk about global warming. Now global warming is generally centred around one thing, the theory, and that's the carbon emissions. But what it seems like avoided really is not really talked about at all, and that's the frequencies that are emitted by our telecommunications networks. Our spy satellites, our Wi-Fi, our mobile phones, all this business going on, these all emit frequencies. Now these frequencies like bounce around in subspace in between particles or whatever, in between atoms, but they bump them out of the way, and as these waves are going through, bump it out, it causes friction, and these frictions create electrons, and the electrons then create heat, and this heat builds up in the atmosphere. Now we've got all these different sources going on of these different frequencies. Now they can bounce around on the inside of the atmosphere. They can bounce off the sea, and they can perpetuate their trajectory infinitely potentially. I guess I'm not too sure about that, but all this build up of these frequencies bouncing around is causing all this electrostatic energy, which is actually causing a plasma discharges going from the upper atmosphere up into space. And this has been witnessed from the ISS space station, the camera on the ISS space station. And these things, like people think portals are opening up and stuff, and what's actually happening is the frequencies are creating the balls of electrostatic energy. We see in all these balls around these it seems to fly around, and I think it's a mixture of the magnetism reacting with the frequencies, maybe at intersections, and those intersections where you get these ball of light is where these all these frequencies maybe cross and create a resonant frequency that actually releases lots of electrons, which give off to their negative outer, whatever you'd call it, the corona or whatever, and they discharge at an equal rate, which is why they exist in balls. You see these like white balls, they ball lightning, whatever they call it. And they don't want you to know sort of science to know what this is, because then you'll realise that you can actually create energy just by resonating particles and just using frequency and then absorbing that. You need very little bit of energy to go down a wire, but all the energy can be released just through resonation. Would perpetuate our energy needs indefinitely. And they don't want you to know this, but back to global warming. I mean, this is blatantly the culprit right here, the secondary culprit. And and you look at, there's absolutely nothing on this. We don't look at anything about this at all. There's nothing in the media, nobody goes on about it. But if you look at the Earth from space and you see all these lights, these street lights, now they are based on their network. Now that network, every time there's an electric moment, there's an electromagnetic moment. So that's actually creating an electromagnetic field, which you can witness through the light. You can see the light emitted from the lights. Now that they all are supplied for a network of electricity. Now that network creates a cumulative uh, magnetic field, I guess. Now that's actually countering our Earth's magnetic field. And you think, what's going on here? We're due a pole shift, and that isn't necessarily happening in it. And is that relative to the electromagnetic field that we're building up, just for our energy grids going across the developed world? I mean, it's really quite a frightening thought to think that we're really messing with our own existence here. And as to the fact that there's nothing said about it, that's really quite, to me, that stinks of a cover up. And it really should be open for debate, because you can run lines underneath the ground. There are other ways. If we seek other ways that are safer to our environment and to ourselves, then we're making progression, then, aren't we? But there you go. That's my theory. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've maybe stimulated some thoughts yourself. You might want to leave a comment or something. Yeah, well, that's my theory. Anybody got anything to say on it, then let me know. Okay, thank you.